This is my third attempt to try record this. What is life? Sup, beaches. So, for those who don't know, I have been making YouTube animations for 5 years, but before then, I posted somewhere else. And that somewhere else is a site I do not remember the name of, nor can I find, but I do remember that was owned by Disney, and basically you could make digital art and animations and comics and then post them for other people to see. It's where I heard a lot of art terms for the first time, like OC, and learned what a drawing tablet is. And I remember my very first time animating was on this site. It was a flower that bloomed and then wilted. I feel like everyone has drawn that at least once. It's like the bouncing ball. Like, everyone's drawn it at least once. Sadly, or not so sadly, depending how you look at it, I do not have any art from this time, because even though I did get multiple messages saying that I should download my art before the site was closed, I didn't do that. I remember not doing that. I don't know why I didn't do that. I think I just didn't like my art. So, why does any of this matter, and what does it have to do with the drawing that you're watching me draw? Well, it's where I made my first OCs. I technically made original characters before, but they were usually for like school projects and stuff, never to actually like have a story. Until I saw that everyone on the site had an OC, so I made Streak. That wasn't her original name, but I don't remember what it was, so I'm just going to keep calling her Streak. In the first variant of this story, there were elemental packs of wolves with different powers, like water, wind, etc. I remember that I'd heavily based some parts of it off of My Little Pony, because of course I did. It wasn't based off of ponies when I first made it, because I don't think I watched the show yet, but then it was definitely based off of ponies once they started to world build. The strongest pack in the story wasn't really a pack at all, it was Fire Clan. I hadn't even heard of warriors at that point, so it was just pure coincidence. And it wasn't called a pack like the others because it had more than just wolves. However, Fire Clan had been destroyed, and the last of the survivors were two cats, Streak and her sister. They were rescued by a wolf, who I also don't remember the name of, and then they were brought to... I swear, I am not making this up. The wolf brought them to Candy Pack. That's not an element? I don't know what I was thinking. So, at Candy Pack, there were many wolves with candy powers? I guess I don't remember giving the candy wolves powers. I only remember that they were neon colors and smelled like candy. And the one that was most important was a blue wolf named Apricot Jam, AJ for short, no correlation to the pony AJ, I think. He was an edgy boy and he was supposed to be based off of cotton candy, but for some reason he was named Apricot Jam and he wasn't happy about it, so that's why he was edgy. This could probably be because I didn't like Apricot Jam, and I still don't, but I don't really remember the real reason. Anyway, the story eventually got rewritten a bunch of times, and I had multiple family members telling me that I should write a story that had humans in it, so I made it sci-fi. In this sci-fi future, animals who were raised by humans could talk. At this point, I changed all the packs to include animals other than wolves, and had added more characters to the main group. And the main group was now Fire Clan, no longer destroyed, just a group named Fire Clan. I also changed AJ to Spider Lily and put him in Fire Clan instead of the Candy Pack. They were all supposed to be named after fire things, and Spider was named after a flower. A red flower. I guess I thought that had something to do with fire. Needless to say, he was eventually put back into Candy Pack, but that had been split into two, and most of the important stuff stayed and was called Monster Clan. Yes, that's an awful name, but I refuse to acknowledge how bad it is because a part of me still loves it. As far as I remember, this was the first variant to start with the edgy scene that I still use, where Streak's sister, named Princess, had attacked her because of a prophecy. Streak was then saved by a wolf named Flames and taken to live in the wild, similar to the original story. See, even though I made it sci-fi, I had started to see these really weird cat animations on YouTube, and I had no idea what a warrior was, but the sparkly ghost cats were cool, so I made it that the animals who had superpowers had gotten their powers from the sparkly ghosts. But that didn't make any sense in a sci-fi setting. Plus, there was basically no story. I knew there was a prophecy that said the princess would take over the clan that was supposed to be Fire Clan's enemy, Earth Clan, the other half of the candy pack that didn't become Monster Clan, and there were cats who had powers over gems. This was changed because it was too similar to Rock Clan, who are creatures who have powers over rock, obviously. But I didn't know how to get her there with the story. I just knew the prophecy existed. The only reason I kept it sci-fi at all was that I had made a human OC that dyed the animal's fur, which is my explanation for why Streak used to have green on her, because, you know, regular cats don't have green fur. Also, Streak was an edgy self-insert who spent all of her time on her phone. Yes, she was a cat with a phone, and her nice cat boy boyfriend. This was changed. And it does make me very heavily cringe while I'm saying it. I have nothing against husbandos or self-inserts, obviously, but oh my god, when I was a kid, my type of fictional character was literally any boy who was nice to the main character. Jesus Christ, look at my husbando now. I also added a lot of new OCs. Every time I made an OC, I'd add them to this story instead of making another story. And I'd make most of my OCs while like listening to songs or like random things that would happen. So like while listening to Prima Donna, I made Martian Savvy. Savvy was a vampire. I think she was based off of an LPS series. I don't remember, but I do remember that I based her off of this LPS. I made Shine and her parents while listening to Viva La Vida, making her a princess of one of the more powerful clans, and clan wasn't fitting to this one anymore because they were so strong, they called themselves an empire. Plus they were unnatural colors, right? This is Earth Clan. I made Ashfur, no correlation, and Burnpaw, who were originally from Water Clan, but then were moved to join Fire Clan with a tragic backstory, because of course. I made a whole group with light powers. It was called Rainbow Clan. And you know what? The story was just all over the place, so at some point I just gave up and decided to actually try to make it good. So I scrapped anything that wasn't important to what little plot I had and forced all the OCs I wanted to keep into the same storyline. Rainbow Clan was scrapped completely, though I did keep one of the character designs and she later became my persona Bachi. I separated my OC Streak from my self-insert Streak. The self-insert was later renamed Ray, who became another persona. Got a lot of personas. I'm not even a furry anymore. At this point, I had read the first Warrior book, so I purposely avoided making it too similar to Warriors, so I changed clans to camps and empires. Any group that had powers was an empire, and those who didn't were camps. And though I scrapped all of the sci-fi, I still kept the human OC, but I can't really say much about her because that would be spoilers. That's right, the story actually exists now. I've been posting on Tapas when I'm bored and like, I'm pretty sure no one has clicked on it, but like, I don't care. Anyway, technically you could read it right now. I rewrite the posted chapters every once in a while, so if some of the writing's subpar compared to my usual stuff, it's probably because it's been a while since I've rewritten it. It's not bad though. These drawings all came out really boring and gray, but these characters have been the most important characters in the story in every iteration, so I guess I just like gray characters. Important note that these aren't official designs. See, I designed them to be cartoony, so they're fairly easy to animate, but they're like warriors. They're supposed to look like kind of real animals. Like, yes, Flame's eyes are red, which obviously doesn't make sense in real life. But she's not meant to look like a cartoon. She's meant to look like a real gray wolf, but with unnatural red eyes. Yes. Anyway, they still need alternate designs for when they get powers, because when they get powers, their designs change. But I'll draw those later. I talked a lot in this video. Hopefully it didn't get boring. I'm working on more next-gen ponies, so stay tuned for that. Also, I have a second channel for face videos now because I've decided to try on YouTube and separate cartoons from face videos, because the people who like cartoons don't like face videos, and people who like face videos don't really like cartoons. So any singing video or hula hoop video I make will be posted over there. I've had it for a while, but I haven't really cared about it, so I haven't mentioned it. Anyway, go subscribe over there if you want to look at my face, and that's it. See ya.